Hello, hopefully this is working. We are at a very rainy Craigmillar Castle. I don't know why I'm turning the camera that way because you can't, but yeah, you can just about make out Craigmillar Castle from here. Hopefully people can hear me. It's a very nice rainbow over there, which probably means I am about to get soaked. It looks like we're okay. So, just thought I'd jump on tonight and just kind of say hello, let you know what I've been up to, see what everybody else has been up to. Hopefully this is working properly. Hi Alice Campbell, how are you? Are you okay? Can you hear me okay? Does it sound a bit weird? Because I'm using what they call a dead cat microphone. Hi Joyce Fuller and Amy Peterman. Good to see people actually here. I was starting to worry that it's not working. This is where we are. So this is Craigmillar Castle, which is pretty cool. This is the other Edinburgh Castle, basically. And you can see that's a rainbow. That is a very dark and foreboding sky that is probably coming my way shortly. Samantha Dillard. Oh, I can't catch up here. Janice Rudden, Mrs. Henderson, Denise Baker, Amy Peterman. I sound fabulous. That's good. It's good you can actually hear me. Angie Catron, hello from Kansas. Hello. Shannon Stevens, Alice Gamble. That sounds good. Awesome. Christine Keith, Leeds in Yorkshire. My dad was actually from Yorkshire in a place called Malton. So I spent quite a lot of time in Yorkshire down the years. You might have guessed Parker's not a very Scottish name. Shannon Stevens, thank you very much. Caroline Parker, hello from Edinburgh. You managed to tune in. Whereabouts are you, Caroline Parker? Are you in the house or are you with the kids? That sounds really bad, doesn't it? It sounds like the kids have all been sent away. They've gone for a sleepover tonight. Stephen Oren, hello from Tennessee. Hello from Edinburgh. So yeah, this is the other Edinburgh Castle. It's pretty cool. I'll turn you around for a second. I was a bit worried about wind noise and just the general kind of microphone woes that you sometimes have when you're filming in the wind. I've been in Edinburgh this morning filming. I got up at 5 a.m. this morning to go in and film some stuff around the castle and the castle gardens and the Scott Monument. And I was wearing a kilt. Which obviously makes you look a little bit conspicuous first thing in the morning in Edinburgh. And I bumped into a lady from London who asked me what kilt I was wearing, but also if I was doing the walk of shame. If you don't know what the walk of shame is, basically in Scotland the walk of shame is if you've had a very good night and you've been out for too long. Oh. A lot of people walking dogs up here. It's just a really nice place to come with dogs and kids and things. Who have we got? It's busy. Mrs. Henderson, you're from North Texas. Cool. You're with the kids at Grandma and Grandpa's. Angie Catron. Sounds good. Good. Samantha Dillard. Does anyone live in the castle now? No, it was abandoned in the 18th century. So the castle itself actually dates back to the 1300s. Let me turn you around again. So that dates back to the 1300s. It's actually the bit in the middle that dates back to the 1300s. The rest of it was kind of built up from about, I think, the 17th century onwards. It's got a bit of history to it. Mary Queen of Scots famously stayed there after she gave birth to James VI. She wasn't very well and she was in a bit of danger. And so yeah, in 1566 she stayed there for a while. And the guy that put her up, who was called, what was he called? I've forgotten, but he basically became her jailer eventually. There you go, there's a better view. You can see the bit in the middle is the 1300s bit. So if you think 1300s, that's kind of the time of Robert the Bruce. That kind of time. So yeah, nobody lives in the castle now. Nadine Doreen, was I wearing the kilt properly? Well, I hope so. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. That's probably not a question I want to answer. Emma, hello from Kent. Hi Emma, how are you? Eslewell, hello from Florida State. Awesome. Sunshine State. I see what you mean. Yeah. So yes, no, I wasn't a true Scotsman because it was cold and windy and I don't know, didn't want to get arrested. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning to try and go in and beat the crowds. And then my gimbal, which is the thing that this kind of phone is balanced on at the moment, it's quite good. It smooths everything out and means that I'm not kind of like, I don't have like a kind of shaky hand, I don't have slippery hands, and I can kind of hold on to it and put a microphone on it and stuff like that. It ran out of battery, which isn't good because so I had to go home and give it up for the morning. So then I went home and did a bit of a short. Good. Actually, a question I wanted to ask is, when I put shorts up on YouTube, do you get an alarm? Because hopefully you don't. I don't like putting out too many shorts on YouTube. I do quite a lot of them on Facebook and on Instagram, but I'm conscious that I don't want an alarm going off and people being disappointed when there's a sort of a 30-second short instead of a full-length video, if you see what I mean. So it'd be good to know what comes up. It wasn't that naughty of you, Nadine. It's the question that people probably ask me most. Is being a historian your career? Or just started here? No, I'm not really a historian. Actually, before this, I was a fraud manager. So my job was basically to chase fraudsters around the internet, which is a really kind of a fun job that I sort of accidentally fell into. It's a job that did exist when I was at school, but not in the form that it kind of exists now. So obviously the internet wasn't a big thing. So yeah, I wouldn't really say I'm really a historian. I'm just kind of somebody that likes history. I used to be a stand-up comedian. I've written a few novels, and I'm currently writing a kind of a non-fiction book based on what I'm doing at the moment. But yeah, for a little while I'm taking some time out to just basically make YouTube videos. So I'm not really a historian, but I just like a good story. Basically, I have these kind of stories in my head that I know vaguely, and then I go away and research them in a bit more detail and find out what the facts are. So I'm really learning about kind of maybe 2 or 3 days ahead of you in terms of the actual video content that comes out. It is pretty beautiful here, ass. Yeah, you're right. It is. I actually was here before. I did a video on Mary Queen of Scots, and a lot of it was filmed around here, obviously because of the history to do with it. Ross McKee, what are you up to? Too cold to be a true Scotsman. You always wear suits. I've never seen you being. I don't think I've ever actually seen you in a kilt. Ross is my cousin, just in case anybody's wondering. He likes to pop up on live feeds and remind me of when I was young and I had a social life. Samantha, yes you do. Whoa. You do get an alarm. That's not good. No notification of the shorts. No, I blinged them away. The shorts. You are a bard at heart. I don't know. Don't know if I could claim to that, to be honest. I've got a beard, maybe that. I'm not quite as bald as Shakespeare. They don't know if Shakespeare existed, do they? They think he was maybe like a made-up person. Anyway, I'm wandering out further than I probably should be. I'll probably get lost here. But just to give you another kind of angle of the castle. Actually, you get a really cool view of the castle from around here, so let's go this way. No alerts on the short videos here. Good. You made it, Wen Tillman. Good. Same huge historical fan am I yet. It's I just like kind of. Hi from Cammy, Arlo, James, Jack, Emery, Alien, Sophie. Hi Cammy, Arlo, James, Jack, Emery, Alien, Sophie. Hope you're all having fun and not being too crazy on your sleepover at Grandma and Grandpa's. If I can get through here, you'll get a better view of the castle. I'm currently just walking through a bunch of nettles. It's a good job I don't have a kilt on right now. Hopefully don't just like fall down a hole and break an ankle or something ridiculous like that. Otherwise, Caroline Parker will not be happy with me. But yeah, this should get you quite a cool view. What's happening? Jude Caldwell, it's wonderful to see someone who loves his country and wants to share his history. I do. I'm quite conscious of being very lucky to have grown up in the middle of nowhere in Scotland. And it's I know my brother, when he does kind of YouTube videos, you'd make a bit of money out making YouTube videos, wouldn't you? When he did YouTube videos in the past, I was always conscious about like the countryside was kind of my favourite things. I probably watch Graham's videos for completely different reasons for everybody else. For anybody who doesn't know, my brother has a channel called the Hoof GP. Go along and give it a look. He could probably do with the subscribers. Probably couldn't, but there you go. There's another angle on the castle. I've now got wet feet. Hello, Mrs. Parker and family. Candace Mountain, what makes the castle special? So the castle is really just the history that's attached to it and the fact that it is the other Edinburgh Castle. It's a mile outside what would have been the city walls. As I say, the kind of tower house in the middle is the original bit of it, but the walls are thought to be around 7 metres high and about 3 metres wide in places. Although that to me looks higher than 7 metres. Not that I've ever been very good with distances. Beautiful shot of the castle. I don't know if I can zoom out. I don't think I can. I can run out, I suppose. It does look good, doesn't it? I mean, if you're going to build yourself a castle, doing it in bits is probably a good way to go. What's everybody up to today anyway? I've been obviously editing videos and messing about with YouTube. I'm going to jump on Facebook shortly. I've never done a Facebook live before, so that could be interesting. Anybody that is on Facebook, feel free to jump on. But yeah, I've never done that before, so I don't know how that's going to go. Also, obviously the sky's looking pretty ominous as well. Watch your brother all the time, Esley. Well, everybody does. That's how you find me. I think that's basically how most people find me. Nadine, you must get to Scotland. Yes, you must. Scotland is, I'm biased, but it's awesome. Hello from Virginia. Is the castle in ruins? Yes, it is. Pretty much completely in ruins. Yeah, you can see there. You can kind of see like the edges of the windows and think, oh, I can zoom in. You can see the kind of the round bits of the windows. You can see the battlements. You can see the tower house in the middle. It's pretty cool. When Tillman getting ready to celebrate Independence Day on Tuesday. Yeah, that'll be a big one. Nadine, moving your daughter from Iowa to Michigan. That's quite far, isn't it? I'm not an expert on US distances. The US concept of distance is very different from the UK concept of distance, which is like, we think travelling 100 miles is really far. Like a 2-hour journey is a road trip. Biggest and prettiest maternity care castle I've seen ever. Yes, it is quite a posh maternity unit. Note to self on the castle build. Yeah, definitely. Next time you're doing it, next time you're building a castle, do it in bits, in installments. About 6 hours. Yeah, that's a healthy size of a drive. That's maybe like South Yorkshire or something like that. That would probably take me about 6 hours to get to. Joyce Fuller, can you go in the castle? I can go in the castle, but not right now. It's closed. I would have probably gone in earlier on today, but you obviously need permission to kind of film inside, and I was conscious that people probably wouldn't have been around online at sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon UK time as well. Hello from Maryland. Your brother, yeah, my brother, my brother's got a massive YouTube channel, hasn't he? Any spirits residing in the castle? Probably. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say yeah. There's bound to be one or two. I'll Google it when I get home. I'll post an update later. But yeah, there's bound to be. There was something that happened here called it was called the Craigmillar Pact. So when Mary Queen of Scots was here, and before she actually left here, there was a pact, or really more of a plot, that was put together to dispose of her second husband. So she was married 3 times, and her second husband was a guy called Henry Lord Darnley, who was a bit of a ne'er-do-well. He basically he stabbed her private secretary, I think 33 times, and well, there were multiple people that killed this guy in front of her in Holyrood Palace even, and basically there was a plot that was they came up with the pact, or the plot as it really was, here to dispose of Darnley, and he was basically blown up and then strangled. My mum kind of started laughing when she saw the video I did on it, because I was talking about the fact that they sort of detonated a bomb underneath his apartments. That didn't actually kill him, but the way my mum read it, I said he was found sort of a quarter of a mile away in an orchard, and she took it to mean that he'd been blown like sky high into this orchard. But he had been, I think, smothered actually. Rents, hello from Maryland. That's how I found your brother. Yeah. Sorry, I've read that already, haven't I? Wendy Lowry, hello from Northwest Florida. A few people on from Florida tonight. Yesterday was our Canada Day in Canada. Cool. Canada's somewhere I'd love to go. A friend of mine went to Canada years ago, and I'm sure he asked me to go with him, and I didn't go, and it's a big regret now, because you always think you're so busy when you're doing things in your 20s that you could probably just put on hold for a couple of months while you go travelling, you know. What are the odds? Hello from Northwest West Florida too. There's obviously quite a lot of Scotland love in Northwest Florida. A friend of mine actually just got back from Florida. I think he spent two weeks there smoking cigars and chasing alligators on on one of those kind of crazy boat things that goes through the Everglades. Or it's kind of rafting, isn't it? Jessica Brewer, hi from Arizona. Nice and dry there compared to here, I'm guessing. Emma, my video you did was a most haunted place. I want to go there so bad. Oh, yeah. Greyfriars Cemetery. Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be the most haunted cemetery around. Although I don't know how they compare those things. Darnley was reportedly a bit of a jerk. Yes. Have you seen the film Mary Queen of Scots? I'm not sure how accurate that is. I think there are probably some things that maybe make her look a little bit more woke than she actually was, for a start. But yeah, worth a watch. Quite a good film. In terms of entertainment, it's a bit like Braveheart. Not really that historically accurate, but good entertainment. Just don't believe everything that goes on in it. LJ Jackson, our next door neighbour, just shot a gator the other day. We were on a river. That doesn't sound like fun. But yeah, or maybe it is fun, I don't know. Depends if you like that kind of excitement. M. Rents, most of my ancestry goes back to Scotland and Ireland. That's good. In terms of, I suppose, probably most of my ancestry eventually goes back to Ireland when you work it out. Basically, because they say that the Scots originally came from Ireland, but they're not that sure. If you saw the thing I did last week about the Declaration of Arbroath, there was kind of what was described as where the Scots came from was really quite elaborate. But if you want to know more about that, give that video a watch. It's a bit of a plug there. Esley, well, it's too hot here in Northwest Florida. I can imagine, because it's quite humid as well, isn't it? I know when you're from the UK, you think it's hot when it's like 27 degrees, but it's because of the humidity. We can't really handle it terribly well. Emma, I love Canada. Mountains are beautiful. Have you been to Canada, Emma? I'm thinking I should probably go. Been to Australia, I've never been to Canada. Or America. But I would love to go to both. Jessica Brewer, very dry, would love some rain. Yeah, rain's quite good, you know. It's like Billy Connolly always says there's no such thing as bad weather, only the wrong clothes. And in this country I think it's kind of true. You just have to kind of deal with it. Nadine, Niall and his brothers. Niall and his brothers. I'm not. Who are Niall and his brothers? I'm racking my brains. It's maybe something I've put in a video or something. Esley, well, yes. especially for a Cali girl. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, my brother was in California recently. I quite fancy that as well. Wendy Lowry, it's like breathing hot water. Sounds like a sauna. Everyone I know seems to be into saunas at the moment. But yeah, which are pretty good. I don't know if anybody else does the whole kind of like sauna thing where you go and you jump in like cold water and then you jump into the sauna and then do all that kind of stuff. Supposed to be really good for your health. Although I don't know that sitting in the heat's that good for your health all the time. What was I going to talk about? So normally I do that thing where I fess up to things I got wrong. So what did I get wrong this month? This month I told you in a video that the Battle of Stirling Bridge happened in 1287. It didn't. It happened in 1297, but nobody spotted it. It was like a typo on the script that I used for the video, but I didn't realise until after I put the video out what I'd actually done. So I got away with it until now. Now I've fessed up. Jessica Fuller, you have another that is a fantastic artist. My brother, he is. He's a very talented man, but don't tell him I said that, whatever you do. He's got enough good things going on. He's also like about 6 inches taller than the rest of us. He does very well what he does. Stevie Ray, I never remember dates. No, neither do I. I have to kind of write them down, to be honest. I remember stories and I remember kind of stuff that people did, but the actual dates and things, I have to kind of do the research to work that out. I'm pretty sure the Scottish Celts have been there since the first occupation of these isles alongside the Irish. Yep, been to British Columbia, Canada, I take it as. Sounds awesome. The Bard and how they named Scotland after his mother, Scotia or Scota. Yeah, there's some kind of princess or something. I had a list of stuff I was going to talk about. Nah, I'm running out of time anyway. Doesn't matter. What was I going to tell you? Some interesting stuff about the castle. Apparently there's still vegetables growing around here that were grown in the castle gardens at some stage, and some of them are quite exotic. Simon Preston was the name of the guy who locked up Mary Queen of Scots in his townhouse the night before she was sent to Inver. Oh God, what was it called? The island. Maybe you could visit Carbisdale Castle one day. I was there once when it was a youth hostel. As far as I know, it's not anymore. Don't know where that is, but it's worth a look. Nadine, we love to get you off on tangents. Yes, I love going off on a tangent anyway. I think I've probably got ADHD or something like that. I just, I can't stay in a kind of a linear, well, I can stay in a linear tangent, but it's a struggle to actually stay in a straight line and stick to a subject. What have I been up to today? So, making a video about kilts, hence why I was wearing a kilt, which was kind of fun, kind of odd. You get a bit more attention than you're used to. I quite like to be a bit incognito, apart from the fact I'm obviously carrying a camera with a microphone, which makes people think that you're some kind of influencer, or that you want to be some kind of influencer, which is never a good look for a 45-year-old man. Esley, well, message retracted. I'm not sure what that says. Trisha Gear, hello from Canada. Hi. Beth O'Toole, damn you're late. We've probably got another 5 minutes or something before I have to jump off onto YouTube. Not YouTube, Facebook. We're on YouTube just now. But you could jump off over onto Facebook if you like, if I actually manage to work it properly. So yeah, I've been making a video about kilts and just the kind of history of the kilt, because it's a weird one for me as somebody from the Lowlands. It's always a bit of a confusing one because it's really Highland dress. So I thought I'd make a bit of a video talking about how did Highland dress become national dress, and it's all to do with a guy called Walter Scott and George IV. And so doing a bit of a story about that. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to get up quite early because I'm gonna go and try and catch the Flying Scotsman. Not actually, as in getting on the Highlands. I keep saying the Highland Scotsman. I'll tell you why that is. I used to work for a company called Trainline.com, and all the meeting rooms were named after trains, and one of them was called the Flying Scotsman, and the other one was called the Highland Chieftain, which is why I keep getting mixed up. But I'm going to try and catch the Flying Scotsman, but not actually get on it. I just want to try and film it in the station, and then actually try and get two icons in the same place at the same time, film the Forth Bridge with the Flying Scotsman going over it. I do not know how I'm going to do that. If anybody has a helicopter handy and is in the area tomorrow, let me know. Emma, I have... I can't keep up here. I'm allergic to wool, would be allergic to my own tartan. Yeah. Maybe you could do something with linen, I don't know. I have sometimes I recall stuff and sometimes I don't. Oh, you've got ADHD. Yeah, I'm sure I have. Beth O'Toole, did I miss any more death or mandatory church attendance? No, actually. No, actually, we were talking about how Lord Darnley was such a nice guy. They murdered him twice. But yeah, we're basically just talking about the fact that he got blown up and then smothered. I'm not sure if it was even in that order. When Tillman, Beth, better late than never, definitely. I'm always late because I try not to be too early and then wind up being like 5 minutes late. Nadine, awesome, I love a man in a kilt. MJ the potato, hi. You even got a potato emoji. Alice Gamble, James is a very talented sculpture artist. You're an artist in a different way. I'm actually, weirdly, I went to design school, so I was, when we were younger, I used to be the one that was always kind of drawing and stuff, so I did actually study design at university. And weirdly, I've just been designing some stuff this week. I kind of disappeared down a bit of a rabbit hole, and again on a bit of a tangent, and got into designing some strange stuff that you might hear about soon. I will say no more. Wendy Lowry, Graham, give the man a drone. I do actually have a drone, to be fair. I just crashed it recently, and then when I got the repair bill, it said that the quote was for the prescribed repair was total replacement of the unit, so that tells you how good I am with the drone. Jessica Brewer, how many castles have you visited? Not enough. I think there are literally hundreds of castles in Scotland. That maybe sounds like a slight exaggeration, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to go and look that up as well. But yeah, not enough. A lot of the castles that you go to are there's not a lot left of them. They're basically foundations, I would say. Haggy Lady, Stevie Roo, I'm allergic to wool too. I don't like wool actually, because wool makes me itch. I don't know if I'm actually allergic to it, but if it gets wet especially. So you don't tend to see me wearing woolly jumpers and things like that. Angie Catron's squirrel. Oh, squirrel. Is that because people from the west coast of Scotland say the word squirrel weirdly? We say things like squirrel and girl and murder and things like that. Yes, Graham, loan out the drone. It's fine. Poor Graham. I wouldn't risk his drone on me. Buy your brother a helicopter. Just charter me one for the day, it's fine. If they can pick me up outside Waverley Station, I'll be quite happy. Wendy Lowry, never mind, Graham. Angie, squirrel for being ADHD. Okay, yeah. Cool. I am going to have to disappear. I've got like about a minute and a half to try and work out how to do Facebook Live. That could go horribly wrong. If you want to see that go horribly wrong, jump across onto Facebook just now and I'll see you there. Otherwise, thanks for coming along. I'm sure I probably didn't get through half the stuff I was going to chat to you about tonight, but always good to be short and sweet. Your voice is amazing. I always think my voice sounds really weird and a bit slow. My wife said that I sounded drunk on the short that I sent out this afternoon. Just dropping you in it there, Caroline Parker. Thank you, Nadine. Is that what it is? Squirreling, that's why my kids shout squirreling. There you go. Yeah, probably squirreling about. That makes sense. Cool. Right, I'm going to disappear. I'll see you all, live in a month. There'll be a longer video out in a couple of days, and some shorts during the week. And then next week, I'm going Nessie hunting. And on that bombshell, see you soon.